Hey, I'm Christine Weber. Welcome to my weekly live stream. I like to be here around 11. I'm a little late today, about 11 on Wednesdays usually. And if you subscribe on YouTube, that would be great because that really helps you to see the notifications, etc. But you have to hit the notification thing too, the little bell. And if you are on Facebook, you also may wish to join the Subtle Yoga community because that's another great way. And turn on notifications so that you get a little note when I'm live. So, welcome. I love supporting mature yoga teachers and getting their wisdom out there into the world. Today, I want to talk to you about the reverse three-part breath. And why am I using that term? Well, that's a term that I sort of came up with to show the opposite of what we usually teach in yoga. It's often called Dirga Pranayama, where you breathe the first third into your belly and then you smoothly move up to the ribs and then you move up to the chest and then you exhale down. I love three-part breath. I think Dirga Pranayama or three-part breath is a very useful technique. It's useful for anxiety, it's useful for reducing stress, it's useful for teaching folks that they can access other structures for breathing, not just breathing unconsciously. So I think what happens a lot of times, however, in the West, in the yoga world, is we learn a technique, and it could be three-part breath or it could be belly breath, and then we decide that is the way of breathing. So you will hear people say like use yogic breath. And usually when they say that, they mean breathing into your belly, or people will say use your diaphragmatic breath. I want to be really clear. Diaphragmatic breathing is a really unfortunate term that we should really leave to the waste bin of yoga history because all breathing is, you cannot breathe without your diaphragm. All breathing is diaphragmatic. Whether or not you're utilizing the secondary and tertiary musculature of inhalation and exhalation is a different question. The primary muscle of inhalation and exhalation is the diaphragm. You can't breathe without it. So that's a term that we should really get rid of because I don't think it's that helpful. But the use of belly breathing and three-part breath, Dirga Pranayama, it certainly has lovely application. The problem is when we think that it's the only way of breathing, and that's not the case. And the more different ways that you learn to breathe, the more interoceptive awareness you develop, which is really good for things like reducing inflammation, building mind-body awareness, activating the relaxation response. It has so many benefits. And it's also useful in teaching us how to have greater um, interoceptive or just greater control over the musculature of breathing so that we can do more things. We can feel more energized, or we can feel more relaxed, or more balanced, or grounded, or focused, or whatever. So when you have access to many different kinds of breathing, you it's great because you can change your nervous system. It's the direct line into the nervous system. So the practice I'm going to show you today is really sometimes it's called Viloma Krama. Krama means putting things together in segments. So we're going to segment the breathing out to three parts. But instead of going from the bottom up, we're going to go from the top down. So here's what it looks like, and I'll just do the breathing I'm just going to show you without talking much so that it's going to be first third, then middle, and then the lower third, right? So you exhale completely, inhale the chest, pause, and then ribs, pause, and then finally belly releases, pelvic floor. And then I can't not talk. And then the exhale is like zipping up a jacket from the bottom up, all the way up and out. So let me be quiet and I'll show you again. Okay. So that's the reverse three-part breath or Viloma Krama. Now, when you have a little space in between, it can be even more energizing. So I don't call this a breath hold. I'll call it a pause. Technically, it's called the technically is called the Antarya Kumbhaka in Sanskrit, which means the pause at the end of the inhale. It's not holding, you don't close the epiglottis, right? There's an expansiveness, okay? So exhale completely. And we're going to use the arms. So inhale, the arms go up about 20 of 20 after. Pause. And then 10 of 10 after for the ribs. Pause. And then all the way up, pelvic floor releases, belly releases, exhale down, sliding down the banister or zipping up the jacket. Do it again. Inhale 1/3. Pause. Inhale 2/3. Pause. Inhale all the way. Pause. And then exhale down. We're going to do it like 3 more times. I want you to notice how your mind is feeling as we're doing this. Inhale, chest. Pause. Inhale, ribs lift to the sides. Pause. Inhale all the way up. And exhale down. Okay, again, inhale, chest. Pause. Ribs. Lower ribs, I should say. Pause. Belly. Exhale all the way down. Using a little ujjayi sound is good. One more time. Inhale, ribs. I'm sorry, chest. Pause. Lower ribs. Pause. All the way up. Pause. And exhale down. And then just pause here for a moment and notice how you feel. Take a free breath. And if you wouldn't mind, this would be a good time to put in the comments how you feel. Let's take a moment and notice. So if you're looking to increase energy, focus, attention, you're feeling sleepy. Sometimes I use this one like when I'm driving if I feel sleepy. If I probably shouldn't say that, but I'm not recommending you do that. Pull over if you're sleepy. But sometimes I use it when I feel a little tired and I need to stay awake. Um, I think in the West we get really attached to certain ways of breathing, but there are many, many different possibilities for breathing with yoga, and they do different things, you know. So when you have access to a way of breathing that shifts your energy and shifts your mind quickly, why not use it, you know? Um, so I think that's all I wanted to share about Dirga Pranayama today. I mean, about reverse Dirga Pranayama or reverse 3-part breath today. I hope it's helpful for you. And I wanted to share a couple other things with you, which is that I will be I will be opening up my regular Wednesday mentorship group, which is called the Subtle Yoga Resilience Society. With that, the doors are going to be open. I think January 6th, we're opening. So keep an eye out if you're not getting emails from me. Please let me know, and we will certainly put you on the email list. So because you might be interested in joining. It's a way to increase your teaching skills. I think one of the things people like about the Resilience Society is every week is just a little something different. A lot of people use it as a way to increase their teaching skills and then use the techniques to test them out in their classes. I think a lot of people use it for themselves, of course, as well. So if you're a yoga enthusiast and you want a regular Wednesday morning practice that you can watch anytime, I think it's really useful for that. We also have about 200 classes available in the library, and you get access to all of that as well. We have guest workshops. We sometimes have contests and games. We're going to be starting a contest in January. So there's a lot of, and also I would say maybe the most amazing part about it is it's a really great, great group of people that show up to practice. So I'd love you to take a look at that. I also want to remind you that I have a mini course. It's called Visioning for a Bright New Year. And that has come out recently. We refurbished it. So if you're interested in my mini course, it comes with a 40-page journal and with 4 short videos to guide you through that journal. So that's something else if you're interested in, to think about like what the future is bringing and how can I create a positive future for myself in this coming year. Okay, I think that's all for now. Thank you so much again for being here, and I hope to see you next week. Lots of love.